Microbiome tests are everywhere in 2026. Send in a stool sample, pay $150 to $300, and receive a detailed report telling you exactly which bacteria are living in your gut and what they mean for your health. The marketing is compelling. The price tag is significant. And for adults over 60 who are genuinely concerned about their gut health, the question of whether to spend that money is a real one. Today, I'm going to give you the honest answer, based not on what the companies selling these tests say, but on what a landmark international scientific consensus published in 2025 actually concluded. What microbiome tests are and how they work. A microbiome test analyzes a stool sample using DNA sequencing. It identifies the types and relative amounts of bacteria present in your gut at the moment of collection. You receive a report showing your bacterial diversity, the relative abundance of specific species, comparisons to average populations, and, depending on the company, recommendations for diet, supplements, or probiotics based on your results. The technology itself is genuinely impressive. The question is whether what it tells you is clinically meaningful, and whether the recommendations it generates are reliable enough to act on. What the Lancet consensus actually says. In 2025, the Lancet Gastroenterology and Hepatology published what is now considered the definitive scientific consensus on microbiome testing. It was developed by clinicians, microbiologists, microbial ecologists, and computational biologists from 18 countries. Their conclusion, stated plainly, was this: we are not there yet. The expert panel found that qualitative or quantitative data from microbiome reports may be helpful in clinical practice, but there is still insufficient evidence to apply them reliably in routine clinical medicine. The consensus specifically discouraged microbiome test reports from suggesting therapies including dietary interventions, because the evidence base for personalized recommendations is not yet strong enough. One of the biggest obstacles identified was the extraordinary variability of the gut microbiome between individuals, even healthy individuals. What looks like an abnormal result in one person may be perfectly normal in another. Without established reference ranges for different ages, ethnicities, and health conditions, the interpretation of your results is largely guesswork. A 2025 legal and regulatory analysis in the Journal of Law and the Biosciences examined whether consumer protection frameworks adequately protect people buying these tests. The conclusion was that they do not. In both the United States and Europe, many direct-to-consumer microbiome tests occupy regulatory gray zones, avoiding clinical validation requirements while still offering health guidance that influences behavior, what they can tell you, and what they cannot. To be fair, microbiome tests are not completely without value. Here is an honest assessment. What they can tell you. A general picture of your microbial diversity. Whether you have very low diversity, which, as we covered in Video 1, is associated with worse health outcomes in older adults. A snapshot of which broad bacterial families are present or absent at the time of testing. What they cannot reliably tell you. Which specific bacteria are causing which specific symptoms. What your results will look like in a week, because the microbiome changes significantly with every meal, illness, and antibiotic course. Whether the personalized supplement or dietary recommendations in your report are based on your data or on general population averages. And critically, what a normal microbiome looks like for a 68-year-old specifically, because that reference data largely does not yet exist. Most tests offer a useful but limited snapshot, and that snapshot changes constantly. Should you get one? Here is the honest answer for adults over 60. If you are genuinely curious about your gut microbiome and you understand the significant limitations of the results, a microbiome test can be interesting and may give you a general sense of your diversity. Go in with realistic expectations. If you are hoping the test will tell you exactly what is wrong with your gut and give you a personalized plan that fixes your fatigue, joint pain, or brain fog, the current science does not support that expectation. You would be spending $150 to $300 for information that cannot reliably deliver that outcome. The single most validated finding in gut microbiome research for older adults is not specific to any individual's test result. It is this: greater microbial diversity is consistently associated with better health outcomes after 60. And the most evidence-backed ways to increase that diversity are the ones we have covered throughout this channel. Daily fermented foods, prebiotic fiber, whole foods, movement, reducing ultra-processed food. You do not need a $200 test to start doing those things today. The one exception: if you are working directly with a gastroenterologist or functional medicine doctor who specializes in gut health, a microbiome test interpreted within the full context of your medical history, symptoms, and dietary habits may add meaningful clinical value. In that context, with professional interpretation, it becomes a more useful tool. Without that professional context, save your money and invest it in the foods and habits that the research already clearly supports. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay connected. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, your gut is your actual glory. If this video gave you something useful today, something you did not know before, hit the like button right now. It takes 1 second and it helps this channel reach more people over 60 who need this information.